Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Sister Wives is Meri Brown still considered mom to Brown kids? After the recent ceremony for Garrison Brown, many Sister Wives viewers began to wonder about Meri Brown's status with the family. Several people question if the Brown kids still consider her their mom. While it is hard to believe that Meri Brown's separation from plural marriage could affect her status as mom, some of the kids have been forward about Meri being abusive. On Reddit, one Sister Wives viewer poses a question about Meri. They say Meri and the wives/kids, then discuss how the family views her. With Garrison's passing due Janelle, Cristin and Cody acknowledge that Meri was still one of the kids' mom. Admittedly, the status may be muddy after the split. Furthermore, the user says, I know there's tensions between three women, but do they consider her part of the family during celebrations/struggles, etc.? However, the Redditor brings up a good point about how a family might act in the face of tragedy. More so, the initial poster notices the seating arrangement Meri Brown chose. I just was looking at photos and Meri is still front row, just looks disconnected in ways. It's hard to explain what I'm asking. Later, the poster edits to say not only the funeral but overall, giving the example of how Cristin and Janelle still talk about being a mom to each other's kids. One person says, I would imagine that nothing has really changed. Historically, none of them really include or consider Meri in their planning, but also expect her to be included by someone else, and don't mind that she's around, or even expect her to be around. I think they also kind of leave it up to their children to define her role as a mother to them. Like they sat with her at Logan's wedding, but if she hadn't been included in that mother group, they all wouldn't have even noticed until a producer asked them about her. I think Janelle would want Meri there. In times that are very difficult, people normally come together. Meri was very present in the older kids' lives. I think it would have been way more hurtful if she didn't show up. Additionally, over the years, some of the Brown kids have stated that Meri Brown was abusive during their childhood. Undeniably, there is tension with Mykelti, Maddie, and Peyton Brown. Furthermore, there has been strain between her only biological child, Leon. Other users reminded Meri was the disciplinarian. When compared to the other parents, she may have seemed abusive solely from the aspect of differing personalities and parenting choices. A couple of the kids, namely Maddie, Mykelti, and Peyton, have publicly spoken about Meri being abusive towards them and their siblings. Others have said they never witnessed it. Something happened, plus the fact that Meri was abusive towards Janelle in the earlier years. All of the kids who have made accusations about Meri that then had to be walked back or simply dropped with no explanation were the kids profiting off of Patreon/YouTube instead of getting real jobs. It's also important to remember that Meri was the disciplinarian and straight shooter in the family. Well, since Meri was included in the grieving process/funeral/memorial, it sure looks like she is still considered one of the moms. Notably, in the photo from Garrison Brown's military funeral, Meri Brown is sitting next to Aspen and Mitch. Many believe this was about the division Meri has with some of the children. Mykelti sat in the same row with her arms crossed. Previously, her dislike for Meri was apparent, but without a doubt, this was a hard day for everyone. Perhaps the seating arrangements very well don't matter in a time of grieving, but they still can paint a picture of what might be going on. Mykelti is sitting in the same row as Meri, albeit her body language is open for interpretation. I really believe fans and tabloids are reading too much into the seating order. This was an absolute heartbreaking moment, and somehow I doubt Janelle noticed nor cared where anyone aside from her own kids sat or did. Obviously, the mother and the father would sit in the front row. Since they are not together, Both had someone else with them as comfort and anchor. Beyond that, it was probably just whoever came in first, and how many available seat per group. Although the answer isn't clear how the Brown kids refer to Meri Brown, it is clear she shows up. Undoubtedly, Meri has always loved her family, even when it was difficult. Hopefully, for the sake of the family, everyone set their difference aside and tried to support one another through the grief. I don't think she was as disconnected as it might look at pictures. It looked like the chairs was in some kind of half circle, so to make sure everyone could follow the service, they had to sit on both sides of the aisle.